We know it's true. They're making more money in college, but they're not getting it in the NFL, and it's hurting their growth. And so now the question becomes, should NFL prospects favor experience or NIL opportunities as those continue to grow? Peter Schrager is back here with us. Schrags, what do you think?
It's interesting. A couple years ago, the knock on Bo Nix coming out of the draft was that he played all these college games and had all these years, and he played at Auburn and Oregon. And last year, the knock on Tyler Shuck was, he's already 25 years old. Both those quarterbacks were ready for the NFL because they'd played in multiple systems, and they were ready to go when they were put into the lineup. I look at Akeem Messidor. He's 25 years old. He's a pass rusher for Miami. Came back, got the NIL money. I'm fascinated by his draft prospects this week. The knock on him is he's 25 years old, and that, hey, I want someone who's 20 or 21, and we can get the best of their 20s and not on the back half of their 20s. But he is ready to go now, and he's also collected a lot of money in NIL.
I wrote down a note to ask you, is Akeem Messidor too old for the Bears to take at 25, given that we need a pass rusher?
He might be there at 25, right? Like that. Wow. Teams might say,
that's turned off by the age. Amazing.
Or he goes 15 to Tampa, and we're talking about him as a top 20 pick. This is a brand new era. Caleb Williams was the first NIL quarterback. And what I mean by that is, he went from Oklahoma to USC, and he was living in a high rise in Los Angeles, had the hottest car, had a sick apartment, had the table at Bird Streets, had the table at Delilah, was already a made man before he went to the NFL. And that was a shock to the system, to a lot of NFL front offices. And I don't like it. That's going to be the standard right now. We're going to see it in the NBA as well, in the NBA draft. I think it's on the NFL guys and whoever Adam's quote is from to get around to the times. This is not going away anytime soon. And just because a player made a lot of money in college should not be a turnoff. If anything, what did he learn in those multiple spots? Where did he get? What was the experience? And is he more ready for the NFL life because he's had all these millions in his pocket for a couple of years?
So you're saying you should favor NIL experiences because
I have no problem with it personally, and I don't think teams look at it as a negative. It's when you get players in their mid to late 20s where they're like, okay, at that point, I want the younger prospect.
Okay.
I mean, this is a fascinating topic. One thing, by the way, we shouldn't forget is that people are older because it was also coming out of COVID.
That's true.
So the first thing you got to do is look at the wasted seasons and years in people's lives. Everybody's older at something of 2020 and 2021. You're just now dumping out the final players from that sort of college era. The NIL of it all is fascinating. I'm for players doing whatever they want. And here's what angers me about the league, okay? Angers me. For anybody to point out they're more banged up, no league lies publicly like the NFL. No entity in this country lies as thoroughly, as convincingly, and as successfully as the NFL to try to sell we care about health and player safety. They do not. As they try to add an 18th game after adding a 17th game, it's a lie. It's a fraud. It's the NFL, and people aren't going to call them out on it usually. People just want their football. And whatever the NFL is selling, we as a culture will buy it. Injured and beat up? Of course they're injured and beat up. They're playing more games in college. College football is now, if you go through and they want to add an extra round, what are you going to play, a 16 or 17 game?
No doubt.
College football season. Not to mention the workouts, the private coaches. There is no off time. There is no recovery time. You're seeing that in every sport, not just the NFL. But by the time they get there and then you add this, I got to hear this from the NFL. If I hear one person, don't ever say to my face if you're an NFL executive or a club executive, oh, we care about health and player safety. You do not, as you try to add a game. And of course, the union goes along with it because there's too much money to say no to. But then just be honest about it. I had a journalism professor that said, say what you mean and mean what you say. The NFL doesn't care about player safety. So half those things pointed out are just like, okay, this is a great shock to the system. And so the NFL should make all the money in the world from every network, streaming service, everything else. But NIL is the devil? Stop, really.
I also would point out, the NFL's major tenets right now are international. So with international comes a game in Australia on a Thursday where the San Francisco 49ers have to go out 9 days early and get prepared and get their body clocks going, and then they come back and fly. It means now that teams can play in multiple Thursday night games. So there is this thing. But you go to the college game, I look at a player, Emeka Egbuka, who had one of the greatest starts to a rookie wide receiver's career. And then the knock on him was he hit a wall. Everyone said, what happened to him second half of the season? Well, he was playing at Ohio State till February.
Yeah.
And there was no time off. So now the college season's longer. The best players are at these top programs. Those are the programs that are getting drafted. The NFL season starts a little earlier because we have now these international games in Brazil and these games in Australia. And you're training for the combine like an absolute animal. So when is the young man supposed to just chill, relax, and get it?
The season's going to go to Easter before we know it. They're, literally co-opting President's Day. So we're talking the end of February. Yeah. And it's just, again.
Next year's Super Bowl's on Valentine's.
And by the way, all these, it's fine.
It is. And we're not.
Just don't try to tell us it's something else.
I think it also, as fans, you also want the 3 games on Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Eve. You like the football. I want to be home on the couch watching. So we could complain. But the NIL thing, to Michael's point, as an NFL executive, that's what you're going to be precious about? That seems like a lot.
And the more banged up too, in the terms of the college sphere. In the top 10, these players are from what? Indiana that won the championship, Notre Dame, Ohio State. There's a 12-team playoff now. There's more playoff games. People aren't going to sit. That's our biggest knock on the NBA. Players and teams aren't callous because there's all this load management. That's the opposite of what's happening in college football and the opposite of what's happening in the NFL. So why would we knock that? That's what we love.
Peter's point, I hadn't even thought about that, the period of time where you are killing yourself to get ready for the combine, for a pro day, for these visits and private workouts. And again,
don't cry for them like this.
Fine.
Yeah, this
just don't tell me, say no, it's over here. No, we can see what it is and why it is. I don't know that there's any solution to that. This is the world. It's like we were talking about with coaches and Billy Donovan getting fired. This is the world we are in now. And do we see it changing? Maybe. Maybe college sports will have to change in that you have now, it seems like every broadcast, I'm always curious as to how many kids, I should go through rosters, have gone to 3 schools.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Caleb Downs is the top cleanest prospect. He went to 2 schools. David Bailey started at Stanford. He ends up at Texas Tech. We don't even talk about their previous schools. Mendoza started at Cal. Now it's every one of these prospects.
And it's just the world. It's the reality of the world that we're in.
Right.
But I don't want to hear any complaining about it on the other end.
I'm a St. John's basketball fan. The guy who makes the game-winning shot, Darling, he's transferring for NIL money to Grand Canyon from St. John's, and I can't spite him, because he's getting 7 figures to do so.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you go from St. John's and the Elite 8 and all this, or Sweet 16, and then it's like, I can't spite these kids either. But, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's stay in the NFL. We have a quick take now. Justin Jefferson spoke yesterday and had some interesting comments about the Vikings now adding Kyler Murray to their quarterback room. Listen to this.
My first reaction was just, it's really good to kind of get some good talent in the room to kind of give a little spark in that room, to kind of see a competitive edge and from those guys to really lock in and to, do what we're expecting them to do, which is to come in and, to be that guy. And, we need that one guy for this team. So I'm definitely excited for that room, excited to see what those guys have in store for us in training camp.
Okay, Wilbon's reaction, that was definitely the first time you'd heard that
sound. Yeah.
His reaction was open mouth. So go ahead, your reaction to what he had to say.
Well, he dressed it up at the end. He made a nice spin move there, figuring out what he had said. Get some talent in the room is sort of an indictment. By the way, they wasted Justin Jefferson last year. The Vikings did. It's fine with me being in that division.
Yeah.
But when they chose him there, I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are the Vikings doing this? And all year long, I had to hear people talk about, what he was going to do. It was just so far, it's a misread, a big, fat misread. And so, but Justin Jefferson has every right to think, how long are careers, even great long careers at that position? 9, 10 years? And so they just wasted a year. Are they going to waste the second one?
the blemish of 2 touchdowns on any season in Justin Jefferson's career is a blemish that is eye-popping. And Kyler Murray signed for $1 million to go there and to compete for this job. I would have full belief that he's going to go there and he's going to have his hair on fire to go win that job and recreate his career as well.
Yeah, I felt Justin Jefferson trying not to say too much, but trying to say what he meant. Like he was kind of making word salad, and I think we all knew what.
I don't think Jerry Rice had any 2 touchdown seasons.
True. So an opportunity awaits him now as this quarterback competition goes to unfold here in the offseason. Coming up here on First Take, will Wemby carry the Spurs to the NBA title this postseason? Find out why someone here is on the bandwagon until at least the wheels fall off. More First Take next.
Chicken Al Pastor is